Good morning, small players. Welcome to another episode of Free Market Scanning, where we go over the morning gappers and we determine the support and resistance levels that we use to trade all day long. This morning, there's quite a few stocks in the scanner. I ran through them real quick. There's nothing that is immediately triggering a trade. So this morning we're just sort of going to be waiting, but that's great because we don't have to hurry and we can, take our time to do the charting and chat. Maybe, throw in another little lesson like we normally do in the mornings. So the first one is RAAS. This one has earnings today, so it has a valid catalyst to move, which we always like, especially when it's a NYSE stock. NYSE is more strict than NASDAQ when it comes to holding stocks, requesting more information when they move without a clear catalyst. This one, this area of 520 is a pretty clear short squeeze area. It's sharp rejection here. Once it went above it, squeezed. Once it went below it, tanked. Once it went above it, squeezed. Once it went below it, tanked. And it's also VWAP. So it's a very obvious level that can trigger a short squeeze. So if it breaks above 520, we're going to be in this trade. We're going to take partial profit here and partial profit here. That's how we use the support and resistance lines that we establish in the morning. We use them to determine entry levels, stop loss levels, and profit taking. For these short squeeze setups, pretty much once it breaks above 520, it shouldn't go below it. So our stop loss can literally be 519. Or this VWAP is 519, so 518, like right below VWAP. And that's it for this one. That would be the trade plan. And as we talked yesterday, very important, we never enter a trade unless it hits the trigger. And I can show you guys how we basically formulate these trade plans in the paid chat room. I can actually do this one with you. Now, basically the trade plan that we created. $535. I didn't have to do it in here. Okay, so this is now the trade plan for this stock, right? So our students now in the chat room know that this is what we're trading, and then I'll write this would be break above 520 short squeeze level. Not triggered yet. So then our students have the time to go look at the chart and see, oh, okay, I see what she's saying. That makes sense. Or I don't understand what she's saying. That doesn't make sense. And then they ask in the chat room. And then, all day long, we explain our trades. Yoda is another teacher in the chat room that right now is explaining an earnings report. I wonder what stock. Yesterday he was explaining the Lucid earnings report, etc. So there's always something, there's always some educational experience in the chat room. That's this for this one. I'm going to add it on the watch list too because it's the top volume stock for the day. Let me just remove the ones from yesterday. Well, I'm going to leave this one because it's still moving. Okay. On these, you guys, I ignore those. PROG, we've been trading this so much. It's still respecting this level of 445 as support. It's a level from a previous day. So I'm going to leave that. Well, actually, I have to remove the old drawings. These are all from yesterday, so it's not, I'm just going to do. We can redo them. Oops. Stock has a lot of potential, has been moving like crazy, and now it's sort of gapped down. So can play a dead cat bounce / short squeeze. Break above 5 is definitely a short squeeze level. But VWAP is ways away, so we can get in sooner. The top here is 474 to 471. So a bounce between 475 and 470 is also a trigger for me. That would be a little riskier than a short squeeze. The short squeeze setups are pretty much the easiest setups. Bounces are a little more advanced, but yeah, look at that. This one, not really at any level at the moment where we would care about it, but if it breaks above VWAP, I'd be interested in it because it has plenty of room to high of that. You guys know I like that. I won't even bother putting in the watch list because it's ways away. But if it breaks above VWAP, we can worry about it. Also, break above this level, it could start some sort of a squeeze. I don't want the cheap stocks. But that's a range I would trade it. It's not my favorite, but I'll trade it. Anything below 80 cents, I don't even trade. And this area of 623. Sorry, what's the high here? 658, 658, 658. So that was flat top, and you guys know sometimes in the mornings we talk about it. Like, we love a flat top setup where there's so many rejections on that level. Break above that, it's a clear squeeze area. It's a very easy setup. So it's squeezed. Now that it's above it, we can wait for a bounce on that level for a bounce trade, resistance turn support. It's forming a double top on 6.8 also, so a break above that can be another squeeze. I would love for it to go back to 6.58. And then we can use VWAP as a stop on that one, 6.49. With high of day for profit taking, that's a good risk reward setup. We can do that one together too. I figured I have to show you in these morning setups how to do full trade plans. Because sometimes in the chat room, someone that's not a paid student but watch the stream will say, I don't know what's going on. I just bought like all the stocks on the scanner. I'm losing a lot of money. I'm like, why would you buy all the stocks on the scanner? It's very important to understand the scanner doesn't tell you what to buy or what to sell. All the scanner does is narrow down your search. So when you get up in the morning and you're searching for your stock of the day to trade or what stocks to trade, there's 7,000 stocks out there. So how would you know where to even start, right? The scanner helps you narrow it down because it shows you the stocks that other traders are watching. Gappers are pretty standard thing for day traders to watch because they look for momentum. They look for stocks that are in for whatever reason in the spotlight for the day. So we look for increased relative volume, which is mostly caused because they had some sort of a catalyst and a gap up, so we know they're hot. So anyway, that's all it does. It narrows it down, but so that you can do this analysis, because can you imagine if you have to do this analysis on 7,000 stocks? So it narrows it down. You can do your analysis, and then you still have to determine what is going to show that this stock is bullish, right? What price level is going to show me that this stock is bullish? Okay, that's the price level I'm going to enter at. And then if it doesn't get there, I'm not going to be in the trade, right? Where's the stock that we were just, this one. Let me add it here, CRF. And I'm just going to say here, so this is basically how you continue learning in the chat room. So our students that buy the course get 6 months free in the chat room, because as a new trader, you need to spend a minimum of 6 months practicing with fake money before you even think about putting real money in. And 6 months is not the maximum amount of time, right? It's a minimum. You need to figure out your strategy and also become consistently profitable so you can keep repeating that strategy every day and be a profitable trader. So the 6 months is the threshold that really separates the 9 traders that fail, 9 out of 10, from the 1 person that succeed that 6 months of practice. So we take it very seriously in the chat room. We encourage everyone to practice with fake money, and that's why we give you the free 6 months from the chat room, so you don't feel like, oh my God, I'm paying for the chat room, I have to make my money's worth and make money. You get it for free, so you really can just use fake money in practice. And it helps you because when you study the course, you go over everything in theory, but then the chat room, you actually see it real life in practice. You see how to formulate a trade plan, you see how to get in a trade, how to get out, how to act while you're in a trade, etc. These alerts are from another day. And I remember that was VWAP, so it wasn't even like a key squeeze level because of any other reason. It was just break above VWAP. So we can do the same one now. Alert for break above VWAP. If it does break above VWAP, it has a lot of room to high of day, so it is going to be interesting then, but right now we have really no interest in it. It's in no man's land. And these would be my 3 profit areas after VWAP break. So again, very nice risk reward. That's why we like the ones that have a lot of room to high of day. This one just popped up on scanner. Oh, it's so cheap though. This one did not used to be this cheap. I used to love trading the stock. It was very fun to trade. I definitely traded it a bunch when it was in this range. But this is another proof how dangerous these stocks are. Oh, yesterday we had a new student in the chat room that didn't get the course. He just bought the chat room and he wanted to trade real money right away, which, it's not something you should do, but whatever. And then that person also decided to ignore his stop loss, is what he said, because as the stock was about to hit his stop loss, he was like, oh no, actually it was PROG. As the stock was about to hit his stop loss, he was like, no, that's too much money to lose. I don't want to stop out there, I think below VWAP. And then it would drop all the way here. So he ended up losing 4 times the money that he was supposed to lose if he just cut the trade when it didn't work out. So very important. These are not, you're not trading Apple, or something that you can just wait long enough and you're gonna make money. It's gonna go above your entry. These stocks can go down to 0, get delisted, and disappear, and you can lose all of your money. So they're not to be messed with. That's why we always use a stop loss. That's why in all of our trade plans we have a stop loss area, and I trade with a hard stop. I know some traders have a mental stop loss and then they try and have the strength to execute it when it gets there. Don't do that, because then you always get into trouble of, oh, maybe we'll go back up, maybe I don't have to take a loss, and then you end up losing a loss 4 times the loss you wanted to take. Let it stop you out. Live to trade another day. I like this chart a lot. The volume's still low on the day, but I like the chart, so I'm going to leave it on watch list. We're going to wait for volume to pick up a little bit. This is also a nice chart, just volume's low. And this one too. Okay, that's it for this morning, you guys. I will see you in the chat room. If you go to the link in bio, smallplayers.com/programs, and just click trade with us, you can join the chat room and watch what we trade all day, every day. See you there.